Okay.
Getting blinded by the lights.
But you're my favorite person in Twilight. I was wondering if I could have a hug.
No! He's always here.
Hey, get the mic in the back there.
Over here.
Here, I'll do it.
Okay.
It's a little girl. In red.
Was Carlisle the character that you wanted to try out for?
Yes, it was the character that I read for in the book. I'll tell you the story really quickly. My agents called and said, "Do you want to do a vampire movie?" And I said, "No." So I'm just not into like blood and gore and guts kind of movies. And they said, "No, it's based on this book Twilight. I think you'll like it." So they also said Catherine Hardwicke was directing it, and I loved Catherine's work. So I said, "Great, set up the meeting. I'll read the book." And they said, "Well, the meeting's tomorrow."
Something like lots of notice.
Yeah, so I said, "All right, we'll send over the book." And they sent it over like 5 p.m. and I read it, and I couldn't stop reading it, and I was up till like 2 in the morning reading this book. And so I finished reading it. I went in a little sleepy, and met with Catherine, and I read for Carlisle. And the rest is history.
Right here in front. Okay, I now know that you have family nights. How hard with all of, I mean, Twilight's kind of been even a bigger break than like movies like Can't Hardly Wait.
Yeah.
How hard has it been to spend that time with your family?
You know, when you have a regular job, you go to work 9 to 5 usually. So most of the day you're away from your family, and then you have dinner with them, and then you sit down and you read them a book, and then you go to sleep. I mean, my job's just different. Sometimes I have very concentrated periods where I'm at home, and then I have concentrated periods where I'm away. So I'm always about quality over quantity, and you know, when we are at home, I try to spend a lot of time with them and do fun things. I try to be a fun dad. Yeah.
We have over here. Over here.
Where?
To the right, to the right.
Stand up.
Here. Over here, she's waving. She's waving this way.
When a real Slim Shady, please stand up.
Hi, I was wondering if there's any other like hidden secrets in Twilight the movie that we wouldn't have noticed the first time. Like I understand James has wedding rings that he stole off his victims that he's wearing.
Yeah.
His costumes. Are there any other little things like that in the characters or the settings?
You know, I can't really speak for other characters. For me, I kind of added scarves to Carlisle, if you've noticed. I just kind of felt like it made him feel more proper, you know, like a proper gentleman. And I also felt like it might be one of those things that because he was bit, he's been afraid to expose his neck. And one of those things, like you know, when something happens and you have a fear inside and it just kind of comes out subtly. So I talked to Catherine and I said, you know, I think it'd be fun if Carlisle always had a scarf. And I think even in the baseball scene I had a little scarf. Yeah. And yeah, and so for me that's a little tidbit.
Okay, right here. Right here in front.
Okay, I wanted to ask you, if Carlisle was a candy, what flavor would he be?
Maybe a Tootsie Pop. Hard on the outside, chewy in the middle.
Right over here, to the right, to the right.
Yeah.
Who was the most fun to film with?
That's a tough question because I really enjoyed everybody. You know, Rob and Kristen were really focused, and I enjoyed working with them a lot. But you know, whenever I was with the whole Cullen family, we really were like a family. We kind of hung out a lot together, you know. So they all became my kids, and it was fun.
Okay, right here.
Yeah.
I understand you took your daughters to the Twilight premiere. What was that like for them?
You know, overwhelming, I think. I just took my oldest daughter, she's 11, and which was kind of nice because most of the stuff that I've done, you know, really isn't for children. Or 11-year-olds at least. So for a long time, you know, my kids were like, I know what mom does, but what do you do? So this was a nice opportunity for me to be able to share what I do with her, and she was a fan of the book, so it was very nice to do that. I mean, I was so busy, you know, the Twilight premiere, doing interviews and stuff, so I didn't really get a chance to see her that much during the night, but she really enjoyed the movie, and she enjoyed being a part of the whole thing. And then by the time we got to the party afterwards, she was just exhausted. So